Have you ever rushed to the bathroom, just barely making it in time? Or maybe you avoid long walks or social outings because of that little fear in the back of your mind? These are daily moments many of us quietly live with, but they're clues your bladder might be weakening. Hello, I'm Dr. Livia Carter. I've spent over a decade helping seniors stay strong, healthy, and independent. Today, we're going to calmly explore an important topic: recognizing the early signs of a weak bladder and what you can do to protect yourself without fear or panic. We'll talk about the subtle changes in your bladder, how they show up in your everyday life, and simple ways to manage them before they become disruptive. I'll keep everything in plain English, no confusing medical words. By the end of this video, you'll be able to recognize early signs of bladder weakness, understand why it happens, and take practical steps to feel confident again.
Let's take a closer look at one of the earliest signals of a weakening bladder, something many seniors notice but often dismiss: the sudden, sometimes urgent need to go to the bathroom, even if one isn't nearby. You may have experienced it yourself: a quick twinge in the lower abdomen, a sudden tightening, and that unmistakable thought, "I need to find a restroom, fast." At first, it might seem like a small inconvenience. You might start walking more cautiously, scanning the environment for the nearest bathroom, or planning your outings based on where facilities are available. Over time, these moments can subtly shape your daily life. You might avoid long walks, skip social gatherings, or even hesitate to travel, simply because your bladder sends these urgent signals more often than it used to. Imagine your bladder as a balloon. In your younger years, it was elastic,
Flexible, and able to stretch comfortably when filled. You could ignore minor urges and still reach the bathroom without difficulty. Size. But as time passes, this balloon can slowly lose some of that elasticity. When it happens, even a small amount of urine can trigger a strong fullness sensation. That feeling of urgency is your body's way of signaling that the bladder muscles and the supporting nerves are not as responsive as they once were.
What's important to remember is that this isn't a sign of weakness in you. It's a natural change in the body that can be managed. There's hope, and small, consistent steps can make a meaningful difference. For example, gently timed bladder training is one approach that helps you regain some control. By going to the bathroom at regular intervals, even before the urgency strikes, you can help your bladder adapt gradually and reduce those stressful moments when the need suddenly appears. Think of it as teaching your balloon to stretch comfortably again, without letting it overfill. You might also notice that the urgency often comes at inconvenient times, during a family visit, while out shopping, or even in the middle of a favorite TV show. These moments can create a little anxiety, but awareness is empowering. By recognizing the pattern, you can start planning subtle strategies that protect your independence. Carrying a small notebook to track your urgent episodes, noticing what triggers them, or even simply being mindful of fluid intake timing can provide valuable insight. It's a gentle way to understand your body without fear. Another point to consider is how your bladder interacts with the rest of your body. Sometimes, urgency is linked not just to bladder capacity, but to supporting muscles around the pelvis. If those muscles are a bit weaker, they may not signal your brain efficiently, making the full feeling appear suddenly. This is where gentle pelvic exercises, often called Kegel exercises, can help. By practicing simple contractions several times a day, you strengthen the support system around your bladder, allowing it to hold urine more comfortably and reduce sudden urges. Ask yourself for a moment, have you noticed times when you needed a bathroom urgently and it caught you off guard? Reflecting on these experiences is the first step toward gentle, manageable improvement. Small adjustments, like giving yourself a few minutes to empty the bladder before leaving the house, spreading out fluid intake during the day, or practicing brief pelvic exercises, can restore confidence
and comfort. Energetic. Remember, this isn't about restricting your life or avoiding social activities. It's about giving your body the support it needs so you can continue enjoying outings, family visits, and everyday moments without that nagging worry. Even small changes, applied consistently, can make a significant difference. Grateful. With awareness, simple exercises, and practical strategies, you can teach your bladder to respond more calmly, making sudden urgency less frequent and more manageable.
Think of it this way. A balloon that's carefully handled, supported, and gently stretched over time can regain much of its original flexibility. Your bladder can too. And with that flexibility comes renewed confidence, independence, and peace of mind in daily life. Have you found yourself needing the bathroom more urgently than before? If so, that's your body's way of saying, "Pay attention to me." Next, let's talk about leaking small amounts when you sneeze, cough, or laugh. Many seniors experience this, and it's often called stress incontinence. It's surprisingly common, but that doesn't mean you have to accept it as just part of getting older. In fact, this is one of the earliest signs that your bladder support system, mainly the muscles around it, could use a little attention. Think about it like this. Imagine holding a slightly loose water balloon. If you squeeze it just a little or bump it accidentally, water can spill out. That's similar to what happens in your bladder. When you cough, laugh, or lift something light, the pressure in your abdomen increases. If the muscles that support your bladder are weak, a little leak can happen. The good news? Those muscles can be strengthened, just like you would gently reinforce that water balloon so it holds better. Let's bring this into everyday life. Have you ever been in a moment of laughter with friends or grandchildren and suddenly felt that little leak? Or maybe you felt a small, unexpected leak after sneezing while folding laundry. These everyday situations can feel frustrating, even embarrassing, but they are signals, gentle nudges from your body reminding you it's time to give your bladder a little attention. One practical approach is pelvic floor exercises, sometimes called Kegel exercises. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym. All you need is awareness of the muscles that help stop urine flow. A simple way to find them is to imagine trying to stop yourself from passing urine midstream. Those are the muscles you want to strengthen. Gently contracting them, holding for a few seconds, and then relaxing, repeating several times in a day, gradually improves control. Over weeks, you may notice fewer leaks and a greater
Sense of confidence when you cough, sneeze, or laugh. Excited. Here's a small but powerful tip. Consistency is key. Thoughtful. Think of it like watering a plant. A few minutes of attention each day may seem small, but over time, it produces meaningful growth. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a noticeable difference in a month or two.
You can also combine these exercises with simple lifestyle tweaks. For example, avoid rushing to the bathroom only when you feel the urgency. Try timed bathroom visits throughout the day to reduce pressure on the bladder. Maintaining a healthy weight and staying physically active helps too, because abdominal and pelvic muscles work together to support bladder control. Have you noticed that sneezing, laughing, or lifting triggers small leaks? Paying attention to patterns is the first step to improvement. Tracking these moments in a notebook or app can help you see progress as you start gentle exercises. Another micro-hope. Even small improvements make a difference in daily life. Imagine laughing freely with a grandchild without that worry in the back of your mind. Or enjoying a cozy movie night without sneezing and suddenly panicking about a leak. That freedom is possible when you take steady, practical steps to strengthen those muscles. Some seniors worry that doing these exercises is difficult or uncomfortable. The truth is, they are gentle, private, and safe. And the best part? You're actively taking control of your bladder health. It's empowering to know that, unlike some other age-related changes, you can actually strengthen the muscles supporting your bladder, improve control, and regain confidence. Finally, think of your bladder as a team of tiny but powerful helpers. When they're trained and cared for, they respond beautifully. Stress incontinence doesn't have to limit your laughter or your life. Gentle exercises, lifestyle adjustments, and consistent care give you the chance to restore comfort and independence. Have you tried any gentle pelvic floor exercises before? If yes, which ones felt easiest or most effective? Sharing your experience can help others feel motivated and supported in their journey. Another subtle sign of a weakening bladder is waking up multiple times during the night to urinate, a condition many seniors quietly experience. You might find yourself groggily opening your eyes in the middle of the night, realizing you need to get up yet again. Over time, these repeated trips can leave you feeling tired, irritable, or even
unsteady when moving around. Thoughtful. It's not just about the inconvenience. It can quietly affect your mood, your energy during the day, and even your balance. Think of your bladder as a gentle alarm clock. Each night, when it signals you to wake up, it's letting you know it isn't holding as efficiently as it once did.
Now, waking up once or twice in the night is normal, especially as we age. But if you notice that your trips are becoming more frequent, 3, 4, or even more times, this is your body's way of saying, let's slow down and pay attention. Imagine your bladder like a soft, springy mattress. Over the years, the springs may lose a little support. The mattress can still do its job, but it may sag slightly under pressure. In the same way, your bladder can still hold urine, but it may alert you sooner than before. One of the simplest ways to manage this is to observe your fluid intake timing. Drinking plenty of water during the day is important, but sipping large amounts right before bedtime can increase nighttime trips. You don't need to drastically cut your evening hydration, but spacing your drinks earlier in the evening, say finishing most of your liquids 2 to 3 hours before bed,
can make a noticeable difference. Thoughtful. Think of it like filling a small jug slowly instead of dumping the water in all at once. Your bladder handles the slow pour better, allowing longer stretches of sleep.
Another practical approach is gentle pelvic floor exercises, sometimes called Kegels. These exercises strengthen the muscles that support your bladder and can improve bladder control over time. You can do them sitting in a chair, lying in bed, or even standing. The idea is simple. Tighten the muscles you would use to stop urinating, hold for a few seconds, then release. Repeating this several times a day trains your bladder to hold urine more effectively, which can reduce nighttime awakenings. The beauty of these exercises is that they're discreet, require no equipment, and can be done at your own pace. You can also try a timed bathroom routine in the evening. Empty your bladder about 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed. This helps reduce the urgency that might otherwise wake you up later. Combining this with avoiding caffeine or alcohol in the late hours can make a surprisingly big difference. Have you noticed patterns in your nighttime trips? Does a cup of tea before bed lead to more awakenings? Or are you naturally waking multiple times regardless of fluids? Observing and noting these patterns gives you valuable insight and helps you regain control. Here's a small but powerful thought. Even minor adjustments, like shifting your drink schedule or adding simple exercises, can improve the quality of your sleep, your daytime energy, and even your balance. You might feel the difference within just a few weeks. Picture this as tending to a garden. Even small, consistent care makes plants flourish. Your bladder, like that garden, responds positively to gentle, steady attention. Finally, remember that changes in nighttime urination can sometimes relate to other health conditions. If you notice a sudden increase in frequency or any discomfort, it's wise to check in with your doctor. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity and taking proactive steps to protect your independence and comfort. With simple, practical adjustments, timed fluids, gentle exercises, and mindful observation, you can reduce nighttime trips, enjoy better sleep, and wake up feeling more energized and balanced. Now, let's pause and take a quick mental reset. Imagine your bladder like a garden hose. If it's loose or weakened, water escapes when pressure builds. The goal is gentle, steady care, not a sudden overhaul. Moving on, another subtle sign of a weakening bladder is difficulty fully emptying it. You may notice a pattern. You go to the bathroom, feel like you've finished, only to find that a few minutes later, the urge returns. It can be frustrating and a little unsettling, but it's important to remember, this is a common experience as we age. This usually happens because the bladder muscles are a bit weaker, or the nerves that signal when it's empty are a little slower. Imagine your bladder as a soft sponge. When it's healthy and strong, it squeezes fully, leaving no water behind. Over time, the sponge might lose some of its firmness, so a little water, or in this case, urine, remains. That leftover volume creates that just went but still full feeling. There are gentle, practical ways to manage this. One effective method is double voiding. After you finish urinating, stay seated for a minute, relax, and try again. This simple pause allows your bladder to empty more completely and reduces the urgency that might return shortly after. Think of it like wringing out a towel twice. Doing it slowly ensures nothing is left behind. You can also support your bladder with relaxation and posture. Sitting upright or slightly leaning forward while going can help.
The bladder fully empty. Some seniors find that lightly pressing the lower abdomen gently and comfortably can also help signal the bladder to finish the job. Curious. Ask yourself, after your bathroom trips, do you feel completely empty, or does the urge return quickly? Noticing this pattern is the first step toward better control and comfort.
Micro-hope takeaway. With small adjustments like double voiding, posture awareness, and gentle relaxation, you can regain confidence that your bladder is emptying properly. Over time, these simple practices make daily life easier, reduce discomfort, and give you a little more independence with each trip to the bathroom. Do certain drinks or times of day trigger more bathroom trips? Simple observation is the first step toward control. Now let's talk about micro-hope, small wins you can see in everyday life. Even small exercises, a slight diet adjustment, or timed bathroom visits can reduce leaks, improve sleep, and give you confidence to go out without worry. For example, scheduling bathroom visits every 2 to 3 hours instead of waiting for urgency retrains your bladder over time. It's like teaching a dog a new trick. It takes patience, but it works. Have you tried gentle bladder training before? Let us know your experience. Quick reminder, small, steady improvements matter more than dramatic overnight changes. Think of this journey as gardening. Consistent care grows strong results. Another important point to consider is the emotional side of bladder changes. For many seniors, the physical signs, like leaks, urgency, or nighttime trips, are only part of the story. Equally significant is how these changes affect your confidence, mood, and willingness to engage in everyday activities. You might notice yourself avoiding social events, skipping walks with friends, or hesitating to go out because of the worry that you might leak or need a bathroom urgently. These feelings are completely natural, but they can quietly limit your independence and joy. Acknowledging these emotions is empowering. It's okay to feel embarrassed or frustrated. These feelings are a normal response to a change in your body. Recognizing them without judgment is the first step toward regaining control. Think of it like noticing a small leak in a roof. Identifying it early allows you to fix it before it causes more problems. Similarly, acknowledging your bladder concerns opens the door to practical solutions and emotional relief. One simple way to manage this is talking openly with trusted family or friends. Sharing your experiences might feel awkward at first, but most seniors find that even brief conversations bring relief. Loved ones can help you plan outings, provide support, or simply listen without judgment. Another approach is preparing for social events, planning bathroom breaks, or carrying discreet protection, so you can enjoy your activities confidently without constant worry. Have bladder concerns stopped you from doing something you enjoy recently? Reflecting on this can help you identify small changes that make a big difference. Micro-hope takeaway. Remember, you don't have to let bladder changes control your social life. Simple strategies, acknowledging your feelings, communicating with loved ones, and planning ahead can restore confidence, reduce stress, and help you stay active, connected, and independent. Have
Bladder worries limited your outings or hobbies? Recognizing this is the first step toward regaining freedom. Energetic. Here's a practical takeaway. Pelvic floor exercises. You don't need fancy equipment. Simply contracting and releasing the muscles you use to stop urine mid-flow a few times a day strengthens support around the bladder. Over weeks, this can reduce leaks and urgency. Curious. Have you tried these exercises before? If yes, what worked for you? Comment below so others can learn from your experience.
Another simple strategy is mindful hydration. Spread fluids throughout the day, avoid heavy intake just before bed, and notice how your bladder responds. This helps reduce nighttime trips and sudden urgency. Think of it like filling a glass slowly instead of dumping water all at once. The bladder handles it better and keeps you more comfortable. Next, posture and core strength play a role. Strong abdominal muscles support the bladder. Simple stretches, light walking, or chair exercises keep your core engaged and indirectly support bladder control. Have you tried gentle core exercises? Even small daily movements add up over time. Let's pause. So far, we've covered urgency, leaks, nighttime trips, diet, emotional impacts, and simple exercises. Each small change builds confidence. Remember, slow, steady, practical steps win the day. Another point, medication or health conditions can influence bladder strength. If you notice sudden changes, it's wise to check in with your doctor, not out of panic, but for clarity and reassurance. Have any new medications or health changes coincided with bladder changes? Tracking this can help you and your healthcare provider. The encouraging truth is, most bladder changes are manageable. With awareness, gentle exercises, and simple lifestyle adjustments, you can regain control and maintain independence. Think of yourself as a craftsman restoring a vintage watch. Careful, consistent work restores function beautifully. I'd love to hear from you. Which bladder tip or exercise resonates most with your daily life? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can support each other. This is for educational purposes only. Always consult your doctor for guidance specific to your health and personal circumstances. In our next video, we'll explore how diet and hydration patterns can subtly strengthen your bladder naturally, the foods and timing that make a difference for seniors. Remember, small, consistent steps can make a huge difference. You are not alone, and you can maintain comfort, confidence, and independence. Take these gentle strategies at your own pace, and know that support is available every step of the way.